The opinions expressed in the following program are those of the producer and not necessarily those of WKTV Community Media.
I'm Ron.
And I'm June Arness. And you're
watching G-Rap with Baby Hector.
Let's go. Let's talking sports highlights, of course, real life. Let's see what's popping on the scene. We'll cover it right. The hottest local artists. We'll tell you how they started. Right here on G-Rap with Baby Hector as the pilot. Let's go.
Hello, and thank you for watching another episode of G-Rap with Baby Hector. I have a great show today. Today, the show is going to be about prison. I have two ex-prisoners here. I have a good friend of mine. We have June Arness from Grand Rapids, Michigan.
What's happening?
What's happening? Thank you for being here. And I also have from Grand Rapids' own, we have our own Ron. Thank you for being here also.
It's good to be here.
I just want to thank you guys for showing up and being here. I appreciate you guys. If you don't know at home, June Arness is the one who writes the music for our show. He does some music production.
That was an honor. Thank you.
It's a privilege to have you, and I appreciate you. We go
Privilege
way
is
back to
mine.
the high school.
Yeah, The Rock.
Yeah,
I
he
used to call him The Rock.
was the first person to ever call me The Rock, and I ran with that shit forever. But
Yeah,
no.
look, it's
And we got Ron over here, my man from Grand Rapids, own. I've known you for about a year now. It's through Carlos Delgado, and he gave you a shout out. He was one of your apprentices, and we talked it out and whatnot. And I'm very happy you came. Thank you for coming.
It's an honor.
So to start off, asking, what did you allegedly do?
Allegedly, assault with the intent and a home invasion first degree. Those are the charges I got convicted of. It was way more on the table, but
Sure. Yeah, that's what it came down to.
yeah.
I know how that goes. And Ron?
I had a lot of different crimes that were against me, but I was a stick-up kid type stuff, so property crimes, some violent crimes on my record.
Did you guys have options, any deals or anything to make? Or they're like, we got you in?
Yeah, plea bargains are pretty much offered for everybody.
Yeah.
I mean, so I was facing some life sentences, so, some stuff I took plea bargains on. I think a lot of people do that for the
Same.
benefit of self.
Yeah, saying that if I would have went down for 7 charges, I wouldn't be here today. I would have got life on 2 of them already, and one of them was federal. And that was life too. I wouldn't have been here.
So how long did you do?
I did 12 years.
And you, Ronnie?
I did almost 15, about 14 years, 8 months
That's
total.
15
yeah.
years, bro.
That's a long
That's
time.
15 years.
So how different is county from prison? People talk of county like they've been in prison.
So to me, it's just the confinement. If you ever went to the joint, you look back, you say the confinement of the county jail make you not want to do your time there. Like if I had to go do time, I wouldn't want to sit in the county and do it. I would rather get enough time to go to prison and walk the yard. But I mean, sure. Other than that, when I was there, a lot of it's the same.
Yeah.
I would say the difference is county jail is temporary.
Yeah.
The mentality's a lot different in there. I mean, most of the people are in and out. Some of the people are fighting their case. It's an unknown. In prison, you're dealing with a whole different dynamic. Some of these people this is their world. It's a world inside of the world, essentially.
Yeah, that's
and
what it is.
they're in there for the rest of their life.
Yeah.
Some of them are never getting out. So there's a whole different level of respect, a different way of carrying yourself in there. This is your home. This is what you're settling into. County jail, I don't think people really settle into that. In jail, essentially, and do their bit. In prison, you're settling in. This is your world.
I think I ain't get enough time in the jail. I said I only did 6 months in jail. The rest of my time was all prison time because that was the only time I ever got booked,
Yeah.
So,
Is jail, is that race separated and whatnot?
For me, I don't think so. Not jail as much. I mean, jail's like a transition period. It's a transit place, I don't think that there's a lot of politics in jail necessarily. You got hometown politics.
I was about to say, it was just the local stuff, bro.
Yeah.
So, like, when I went, they had upper 6-man, upper 4-man, and supermax.
Yep.
And I was an upper 6. And it was just one neighborhood against the next. You know what I mean? It was just where you was from against where you was at and all that. So like I didn't really necessarily have no beef on the floor when I was going to jail. It was just being in there and then the politics. One of my homies riding and went to Ottawa, our neighborhood area.
Yeah.
And then somebody from Creston that came in there. It's a little natural beef there.
Yeah.
In those neighborhoods around those areas also
Right.
naturally beef. So people scrapping. And you want to help your homie out so you get inherited beef.
Yeah.
That's about it.
Yeah, I think in prison it flips because
Way
once
more.
you're in prison, I mean, from Grand Rapids, if you're from Grand Rapids, doesn't matter what street you're from or what set you're from in Grand Rapids. If you're from Grand Rapids, you know those are your people.
That's right.
Yeah, so
Yeah, as soon as you hit the yard, somebody asks you where you from, you say you from Gun Road. You know what I'm saying? I'm from Gun Road. They're gonna be like, oh, they're gonna tell you one of your homies. They're your homeboy over there. And if you know who your people is, you're gonna be like, oh, they go Ron Ron. I know
Yep.
Ron Ron. What up, bro?
Specifically Burton Heights.
we one of the hoods inside of prison that have a calling card that's notorious. And
that's a fact.
And if you on the yard, I could be anywhere on the yard and I could yell out, "Sue!" and I'm gonna get that yell back to me. Everybody from Grand Rapids gonna do it. Ain't nobody else gonna do it
Yeah.
unless they from Grand
That's
Rapids.
what's up.
So we kind of got a nice. I say we got unity.
I would agree with that.
So when it comes to prison, what was your first day like?
My first day, and so
Prison.
this kind of different because prison started quarantine.
Okay.
And when I went to quarantine, pretty much similar to him, we went to Jackson, and you go behind the wall. And when I went behind the wall, it was intimidating. That was, I ain't gonna lie, man, 3,500 people running around at the same time, and you in there for something violent.
Yeah.
So everybody up in here a threat. It ain't nobody not a threat. You don't know what they in there for or not.
Right.
So you got your, I mean, you were thinking about prison from TV if you ain't never been there before.
Yeah.
So you come in thinking Shawshank Redemption, and you in the middle of that type of field, and it's like, it was intimidating. I don't know about you, but I was a little bit on edge.
Yeah.
My first day, I wanted to go back to the room. I ain't gonna lie. I was like, oh, I'm straight. It's overwhelming.
So you got off the bus, and what happened?
So you get off the bus, they push you through Jackson. You go into the first tank for the quarantine. They strip you butt naked, throw you in a bar of soap, push you into a shower, tell you to push the button. However the water come out, you got a couple seconds, wash your ass, get out of here, go walk over there, go through the search, make sure you ain't got no contraband. Then they send you in to get dressed, quartermaster. Hit the quartermaster, you got to go get your shots and get checked, make sure you ain't got no fleas, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Whoever's right in the write-in with you, you know, it's basically an assembly line. If there's 20, 30 of you in a little cell as big as this room,
Yeah.
and that's basically what they do. They strip you down. You probably in there for about a half hour maybe.
Yeah.
And then they line you up single file, and you know, maybe 60 seconds through that shower.
If that.
Yeah. And
It's
then
like
you're
you press
grabbing
the
a little
button and
towel, boom, getting your quartermaster clothes, and then you're going through. They're breaking the door. You're in 7 block. I mean, 4 galleys high of bars as far as your eye can see.
Birdcage.
It's pretty hectic and loud. Shocking if you're not prepared for it.
I remember though, something that sticks to me to this day, man. I come bend in the corner, and first gallo, first cell. This dude on top lock. I don't even know what top lock is. He on top lock his whole state. So he yelled to me, "Look at money bags." I look at him. He said, "I'm talking to you. I'm gonna holler at you later." Now I'm not a very easily intimidated person.
Right.
I got fight over flight. But when he said that, I was thinking like, what the fuck do that mean? This going down like that? Like it's TV for real. Like he put have this. I stayed up all night because of all the thoughts that they teach you to think.
Right.
Don't get me wrong, it can get like that in there. And I don't know about you. I seen something. But
Yeah.
I think for me, the first day going in was not so shocking. I come from a family, you know, father was in prison. He was sentenced to life prior to my birth and got out, California lifestyle prison. My mother, I've got uncles, sisters that were in prison.
Yeah.
So big family that dealt with a lot of prison and stuff like that. So it was kind of ingrained with the mentality in my upbringing in life. Even as a young man going in there, I kind of knew what to expect. So just stick to myself, you know, pay attention to everything is what I did. Try to keep yourself calm. But it is shocking, I would say. I would say the first,
least.
7 block was designed to be intimidating.
Okay.
You know,
I can
And you
see
went
that.
straight there?
yeah,
I can
that's
see
that's
that.
where they sent
See,
everyone back then.
When I came in, I would say about 2 years after him. So I had a buffer. So we had 4 block that we had to sit in until they opened up a bunk in 7 block. So we had to sit in a room where it was this to me. This was worse than county. You only got the room for 30 minutes, and then other than that, the child. you locked in your room forever. You get your gang showers and all that. So that was different. I stayed there for 7 days until my cell opened up in 7 block. So for me, I went a buffer period of 7 days of actually just solitude confinement almost.
Yeah.
And then went from that to boom, get your butt up in there, and there you are.
So you both were at the same prison at different times?
We
right?
probably done walked a lot of the same yards. We probably even hit yards, if not together, at similar times, but we walked in different paths maybe.
Yeah.
I was in bullshit. I ain't gonna lie.
Sure. So when did routine become normal? Like, when did it become like, this is my normal routine, I wake up, like...
I think for me, routine happened immediately when I got to the facility that I was going to be housed in.
Okay.
You know, usually when you're spending a large amount of time, when you're sentenced to a lot of time, they'll move you around. So you might only stay at a facility for a year, 2 years, depends on how well you become known. They don't want you to have power or control on the yard. That can create problems for this corrections officers, and you can corrupt corrections officers. You can have influence upon them. So they'll move you around a lot. So the first couple days of getting moved to a place, watching, paying attention to people, you usually know people when you're in the penitentiary. After a while, you know somebody on every yard, or they know you. But once you're settled in, you get your bed made, get your locker, get all your stuff put in. It feels like home. I mean, you're in a routine. It's very structured, so you know what to expect at every facility.
When did it feel
For
like?
me, honestly, the moment I started going into the quarantine situation, it became a similar situation for me. I got a military background.
Right.
So in the reserves, when you go through basic and everything, they do the same exact thing, almost minus the push-ups and the structure that they're doing for productivity. But they strip you of responsibilities to make it simple. So I came in, first of all, they told me to go to the quartermaster to get my clothes. When you go into the military, the quartermaster handles your attires, where you get your dresses from, your dress blues. So I said, I got to go to the quartermaster. That was already familiar. That moment when I went to the shower, I did it as I would have done it going through a day of basic. So that day that I went to the first cell, I woke up, went to the gang shower, went through the process, breakfast and everything. By the time I came into Jackson, though, I was still intimidated by things. I had myself mapped to how I was going throughout my day. And that was, so for me, I guess it was something that was easy to transition.
How's it separated? Could y'all hang with each other in there?
Yeah, we wanted to.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, like, because you guys are different races or nothing, that didn't come and play at all?
Nah, not unless I'm a race member. Like, they got hate races up in there. If I belong to something that hate his people or vice versa, that would be the only thing that would ask of us to be a part. But we could still hang out with each other, even if he's from Swazis and I was the nation, which they would be opposite of each other. And I was like, yo, that's my dude. Then that's my dude. There's nothing. Man, I got a homeboy that is on the opposite side of the tracks than me. He wear the opposite color than what I wear, but that's my brother. And anybody said nothing about it. We walked yards together, cooked up together, worked out together. It's different because it's Michigan.
Okay.
That's different. I can't go to California or Chicago or New York and do that. It's different. Rules are different. Life is different. You go in there in some places, some other states, me and him couldn't be friends. It don't matter whether he believe in that or not. You can't hang out with him at all. It look bad for our race. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And Michigan's beautiful enough that you're going to get the crazy without that.
Nice.
So I ain't gonna lie, I kind of appreciated the ability to hang out with Ron if I had to.
No
The
race
politics are definitely different in the state of Michigan.
Yeah.
You know, you can be non-affiliated in the penitentiary
Yeah.
and still have a good,
Do you, John?
good existence in
Yeah,
there
do your
without
job.
being a part of something, so I think that there's a lot of sets and organizations in the state of Michigan, but I was a non-affiliate. I got along with everybody. I liked certain people in every group, and I had love from each person, so I was more of a athlete, I would say. And there's a lot of people who are like that in there, who are athletic. If you were in a different state, that wouldn't be allowed. You'd have to be a part of something.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
We had in a prior episode Carlos Delgado. He said he's a protege of yours. He says, yeah, you did. You wrote alone. He was there for you, though, and you guys were all there for each other. How was it like meeting him? How'd you meet him? How was it the first day?
Carlos is good people. He's from my city. He knows a lot of people that I knew. Carlos was smooth. You know what I mean? He had a good. He kind of was kept to himself in a way too. But he was I believe he was part of HASTA, the Hispanic American Striving Toward Achievement, at the time. And he was interested. He was an artist as well. So he was always a good friend of mine, good brother. I would consider him family, and I've known him for years now. I mean, it's probably 20 years or more.
Shout out to
that I've been knowing
Carlos.
him. Yeah, shout out to him. He's doing
Yeah,
good.
he's a godfather of my children.
Yeah.
And I've known him since I was 12 years old. He moved next door to my house until he got locked up. Yeah. That's my brother. Yeah. But how'd you guys get away with like tattoos? How'd y'all do that? And how'd you teach him when that?
Mad ways.
I didn't teach Carlos tattooing in the penitentiary. He did a formal apprenticeship out here in a professional environment.
Wow.
At my shop, yeah. So he was an artist in there. I was an artist in there as well. But when he got out, he did construction. He had a construction business in another state, and then he came here. He wanted to get into the industry of tattooing, and so he did a formal, professional apprenticeship. So, and getting away with tattooing in the penitentiary isn't that hard because everything's structured.
Yeah.
Count time structured, rounds are structured. You know when to expect the COs to come around. So you find places to hide your stuff, places to get your equipment.
He said something about like guitar strings.
A strings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's how y'all got it going?
I did it a little different than people, but yeah, people did the guitar strings. They would get the D strings or A strings, strip the wire off of them, sharpen the insides of them. I did mine.
Spent the loop.
Yeah, I got to facilities. Some facilities have hobby craft.
Okay.
So that's where you would get a guitar string at, stuff like that.
That's what I
But
did. I got a hobby craft, bro. I made belts and everything.
earlier on in my bit, I went to a joint that had a hobby craft, so I got bottles of ink. They had.
You got the real ink.
I got the
to
real
make my
ink. They had India ink, 20-ounce bottles. So what I did is
$100 for that.
yeah, it's expensive to have real ink. Well, I had it my entire bit, and what I did is I got 4 shoe polish bottles, emptied the shoe polish off, left them brand new, filled them up with ink, used one that I made dirty. Then I had somebody shine my shoes really good, polish them up, iron my clothes military, kept them in my
smart, bro.
foot locker, so it seemed as if I was that type of person who constantly shined my shoes, so they never affected or bothered my shoe polish, which was actually my tattoo ink.
You smart as hell.
And then the tattooing itself, they sold sewing kits at every prison.
Oh yeah.
So what I did is I got, you get 5 sewing needles in a kit. So what I would do is I would sharpen those, and then I'd give each client of mine in the prison their own needle. It was up to them to hide, so I'm not getting a dangerous contraband, getting caught with it.
Facts.
And then I take the plug off the wall, hide my little motor and stuff in there, screw
man.
it back on, and it don't matter how many shakedowns they do. I never got caught for that.
I got caught.
Yeah.
They caught my machine. They never caught me.
So what happened? What's the punishment?
I got a dangerous contraband, and because I got caught because the CO didn't do what he was supposed to do, I was supposed to be on loss of privilege, LOP, but I wasn't on LOP because I just couldn't go to the yard, basically. I had to come to the unit and walk around the unit doing what I do because the CO didn't do what he was supposed to do. Yeah, he let the green tag catch me.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what that means. Yeah, he let the green tag catch me, and that was bad because it could have made my bit stretch out. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So
That's what a green tag is?
no, a green tag is a newbie. So COs that just start, they start off with a green tag, meaning they green. They don't know none of this stuff. We mess with them if we season. Like by the time you in there, if you deal with a stretch, and I know meatballs too, but when you go 5+, you become hardened if you go to the right facilities, and you kind of, it's almost like they make you into a different type of person.
Yeah.
So when I see a green tag come in, I don't care how old he is, she is, or whatever, I'm messing with you. Come shake my room down if you want to.
You're a convict.
wrap, man.
You're a convict, not a prisoner.
Absolutely.
Yeah. There's a difference. Also, there's prisoners and there's convicts. Convicts.
What's the difference?
A convict carries himself different. There's rules. This is the way you're living your life.
ain't no
There's-
game, bro.
You're not fronting yourself off. You don't talk to COs. You ain't in their face being friendly. This is your world. They're working in your world. Prisoners, they're in here trying to follow the rules and do everything right and stay,
Nah.
We laying low. This is our world. We control this. It's dangerous for the corrections officers to, they understand who the convicts are, and they usually don't mess with convicts.
Man, look, I got one shakedown that gave it clarity to understanding. They had a young dude, he was just out of green tag, and he walked up and did something wrong. It was a fight, and they moved to a level 2 cubicles. It was a fight in the cubicle next to us, and we got up to watch it. Well, he wanted us to get down, and I'm big, so I'm standing in the middle of the thing. I can kind of like see stuff. He walks up and grabs me without announcing that he doing anything to move me or nothing. So I don't know what's going on. I do have affiliations. So automatically, I reacted. At the time, 600 deadlift easy. You know what I mean? Swole, big, too strong. He grabbed me. I snatched him around. I could have went to the hole and got in trouble. His boss was right there though. And he told him that he was wrong for grabbing me without letting me know what was going on. All of this happening, you gotta talk. You gotta communicate first, then react because we don't know. They yelling, get down, get down, get down after he already grabbed me. So I got lucky on that one. But that's a convict. You know what I mean? Like, you know, the CO knew then though, like this, I could have went to the hole. And if I would have went to the hole and they ain't riding me out, I'd probably knock that CO out next time I seen him. Like, dude, like that was bullshit. Now my sentence definitely gonna get stretched out a year.
Yeah.
Cause I just got into it with a CO. That's an assault on the officer. When they gonna probably ride me out the facility most likely anyway. But if I ever come back in that mug, I'm sliding him. If they move him to another facility and he end up working where I'm at, I'm sliding him.
Which happens, you know, COs move around.
Damn.
As soon as I seen.
All right. So I'm gonna talk about how I met Ron Ron.
Oh man.
My man. So I'm with a good friend of ours, Sandra, who we call Lady Medusa.
I know Sandra.
Yeah, she loves you, and you know what I mean? You're her Ron Ron. Shout out to Sandra, Lady Medusa. So me, Sandra, and Hector, DJ Hector.
Yep, I know DJ.
Okay, shout out to DJ Hector.
Yep, shout out.
DJ Haswang. We chilling at a certain bar on Michigan Street. I'm in the back. Bop, 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 bop. Bro, and then this stupid, what's going on? He called one too. Back it up. After that, after you hand them all out, I grab Sandra, Hector, we out. Sandra ain't scared. I was. We out. We don't know what's going down right now. So we've been out. I catch you later on, a couple weeks later, and it happens to be your birthday. And so I come up to introduce myself, say, hey, happy birthday. And a total 180 from what I saw last time. You turn around, have your shot, and said, hey, here, has a shot. There you go. And you just hooked me up with the shot. Right. And I'm just like, hey, I'm trying to introduce myself. And he's like, hey, how you doing? Happy birthday. Thank you. Here's a shot. And here's a shot, and here's a shot, and here's a shot. And that is the legend of Ron Ron. Going back to prison, how much contraband really gets past these COs? A lot? It's going down?
Look, I can answer the question. It's a lot that come in. I know that
prostitution.
Man, I ain't really seen no prostitution.
No?
Nah.
Drugs? Can you get drugs in prison?
Whatever you want.
Yeah,
Damn.
whatever you want.
How you want it.
I've seen, you know, some female COs getting paid to have sex at facilities. I was at some facilities in Detroit, and right in the middle of Detroit, there's a couple facilities there, Mound and Ryan Road.
Mound and Ryan.
And, you know, some of the corrections officers in there, them ladies. I mean, some of these guys are from their hometown too, though.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
you know,
I ain't never been to Maryland.
they tricking in there for some money, but there's a lot of big dope money in those prisons.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, drugs are out there. You can do coke, smoke weed.
Yeah,
I not to know what I'm saying, taint the women that work there, you know, doing what they supposed to do, but they still women that's working there. You know what I mean? So like, I don't know about prostitution, but I definitely seen women go outside their scope of their job and get in relationships, do stuff, flirt, favor, be attracted, tell you that they're attracted.
Damn.
100%.
If he was like me, he was working out. I was an athlete. I played ball
same.
and bodybuilding. I became a personal trainer. So I went from looking like a skinny Steve that you went to school with to who is this dude looking like LeBron James? Well, if I'm out here in the middle of the summer and I'm over here doing 170 pull-ups in between these curls out here in the middle of the thing, and a girl walk past a man like that, naturalness. So I can imagine Mount and Ryan, Muskegon even, there's some facilities that's wide open is what we call. I was at St. Louis. I ain't go through that.
I was at St. Louis.
You was at level 2?
Yeah.
I was at level 4 and level 2.
Yeah.
Boy, we tore that fence down.
Damn.
Yeah.
So what about the COs? Like, are they stupid or are they in on it? Or both?
Both and none.
I don't think that some of them aren't necessarily stupid. They're doing their job, but you're talking about some very cunning prisoners.
Yeah.
I mean, we're convicts. This is our world again, like I said earlier.
24 hours.
Yeah, we're here all day, every day.
And y'all outnumbered.
Yeah. Well, we know what it is. It's structured. If you know what to expect from somebody that's doing their job every day, it's not hard to do stuff behind their back.
Right.
You know, and oftentimes I would say it's more of the staff bringing stuff in for you, not necessarily COs.
Yeah.
You know, there's a lot of other staff that work in the penitentiary that are not corrections officers. And these are normal people too. I mean, they're not getting paid a lot. So
Counselors.
you got a lot of manipulative prisoners in there. You know, somebody gets in your ear and they work on you for a year, being a good friend of yours, and then next thing you know, they're asking you to bring something in. They're dropping money off to you. Their people are bringing a package and money to you out in the streets.
All type of stuff.
You know,
All type of stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, it happens.
money is tempting.
I myself felt like I didn't want to get into those type of things, even when they was presented to me. I felt like the staff had the power to give me more time. I usually stuck to the code. If I dealt with the staff, it was on the level of they had to act like a prisoner. You know what I mean? That's the only way I'm gonna mess with you. Is you got to do something to show me that you legit enough to do it, and that's the first thing. So I never came to them with nothing without a gesture. They always let me go on something, and I know I'm supposed to get booked on.
Yeah.
And got booked making something. She better get rid of that, bro.
Yeah.
Or they come and they know I'm hot. They know I'm hot. I used to make brew, and there was this one CO at Bellamy Creek. He knew I was making brew in the law library. 5-gallon boy came in there and let me know this gonna get shook down. If they catch it, they gonna know it's you.
Damn.
I had mop
You
closet.
looked out.
Yeah, I was the janitor. Mop closet, real fast. Thank you. Well, he ain't necessarily somebody I'm gonna come to ask for something.
Yeah.
But if I'm doing something, I need to call skate. If I need to skate real quick,
Yeah.
and I see Officer so and so, I'm like, hey, bro, I need to go to the gym real fast. I ain't got no pass. I want to go hoop. That's the dude I'm finna holler at. But I wasn't gonna do nothing that's gonna be like telling them something to recover contraband or something
Yeah.
that I get in trouble. It'd be something like, let me get around your system. You know what I mean?
Right.
I specifically was a porter in the penitentiary for a reason. You know, you have access to gloves, so that played into my hustle of tattooing.
yeah.
I need gloves, or else I can't tattoo.
Nope.
That's just my thing.
And
Yeah.
bags.
Yeah. So you had a lot of access to stuff you needed in there, as being a porter. And
What's a porter?
Porter's like a
janitor.
custodian, a
Oh,
janitor.
okay.
You know, on different shifts, you might be waxing, stripping, polishing floors. Some of them are cleaning shower rooms,
Nice.
bathrooms.
They got the chemicals.
Well, you're usually working alone as well, and you got a lot of freedom. You can move from unit to unit sometimes. It depends on what kind of porter you are, but you have access to stuff.
Does it pay much?
If you get certified.
Yeah, I got
Michigan
my
If
certification.
Michigan certified. I was about to tell you, if he did the same thing, Michigan certify you in a couple of things that's useful. One of them would be running the kitchen. If you get the class, they really don't run it as much. Running the kitchen to be dope, and then the custodial maintenance. I got that custodial maintenance. Man, I could do anything.
Custodial maintenance technician.
Man, what? Right here.
State of
Certified by the
Michigan.
state of Michigan.
Yeah.
I like that, bro. Bro, we can run a business. If
Yeah.
we wanted to,
Absolutely.
we can come out here and run a business that's maintaining buildings and maintaining residential and commercial buildings. They teach you how to do the whole thing because a prison is a commercial residence. If you really think about it, there's a whole bunch of people living there, and they teach you how to take care of it, all the way down to taking care of MRSA.
What about during like natural disasters outside, like or September 11? Things got different when you're in there.
9/11 was pretty. They did beefed up security. I don't think there was a big difference with things the way they were ran. You know, they beefed up security. Some of it prisoners didn't see. Some more COs in there. I think the biggest thing that was noticeable within the prisoners, there was a lot of backlash toward people who are Muslim in there at the time.
Yeah.
Over that, but that kind of dissipated with time. Went
wasn't like
away.
that when I got
There's
there,
yeah, that went away pretty
Ignorance
quickly.
can't last too long. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's a different world also.
Did overpopulation affect you, like double bunking? You know.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't really. I mean, the facilities I was in, county jail really deals with that a little bit more. Prison has. It depends on what kind of prisons, but most of the prisons you're in a cell. You can't put more than 2 people in the cell. You know, you got 2 people in that cell. That's all that fits in there.
Yeah.
So there's other facilities where they opened up, like Kinross. They had F unit.
But they didn't have
Where-
people like sleeping on the floor, like extra. Like
No.
doubled up?
That's in the county jail. They did that
Yeah, that's
in
county.
Hiawatha.
You're gonna have a riot in there. These are.
I'm about to say
it's a whole
they
different
threw us in
mentality.
Hiawatha, and we had 6 man. It's a 6-man cube. And they threw a boat for a 7-man because they couldn't house everybody. That facility stayed open for about 30 days. I was in there for 2 weeks at the end of their 30-day tenure. I think the sheriff department had to come take it back from us. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
man, prison different than the county jail because we're not gonna take it.
So TV has a lot of ways of portraying prison and jail. Is it pretty accurate?
Vatos locos forever.
Yeah.
Blood in, blood out.
I think that TV has some truth to it. I
Okay.
think that every state is different and the way it's depicted is different. So a lot of the stuff that we're seeing on TV, I think that California out west prison life is more glorified, and I think that's what we see a lot on TV.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
Either Rikers or they either show you Rikers Island or they show you LA-based prisons. They always show you those two for the most part to give you a standard.
This is
But it's similar. I mean, some of the politics are the same. Like how we mentioned earlier in here about race differences in politics, which you'll see that a lot on TV. That's not really a big thing here in the state of Michigan, so it's a little bit different. But it's
still got
there's some
rules.
truth to it.
You still got like areas that people hold control over. You got areas that like it's a group of people you can't walk in between. The people I'm affiliated with, we had particular areas of the yard that were ours. If you went over there and started messing around, you better know somebody. You know what I mean? We had poker tables, all
Damn.
type of stuff.
Yeah, everybody has their own areas. You don't split people.
You don't
You don't walk
with
through crowds. You have common courtesy. You know, if you don't
Yeah.
have respect, you have common courtesy for everyone. or
I
get
tell you
split.
this, that what he just said, common courtesy, you get that force within. If you got to do a bit within your first 2 years, you're going to find out real fast that if you don't know how to act, you're going to get taught. You're going
Yeah.
to get taught real fast.
There was a guy. I heard a story. There was a gentleman. He did life, and he was telling the other person, "Listen, I need you to sit down because I live here. So if you pee and that pee's gonna jump everywhere, we're gonna have a problem."
Nah,
I think that was just
it's an isolated situation.
Yeah, okay.
That's an
we
isolated
had
situation.
some rules. You gotta put up a curtain. You know what I'm saying? You gotta
Yeah.
drop a douche boy. You gotta put that curtain up. I better not be rolled over in my bunk and I look back and you sit here watching your TV. Nah, bro.
Most of it's timed. If you're bunking with somebody, you get structured in your routine to
Yeah.
where you're not using the bathroom when your other person's in the cell with you. You know, you find the times to use the bathroom when you guys aren't in the room together. If you got to take a piss when you're in there, you know, usually we flush the toilet when you're using the
I was
bathroom.
about to say the same thing.
Keep the toilet being flushed so
Just a
nothing
button.
splatters, and then you wipe down
You can't hear
when
nothing
you're
because
done.
the thing is super loud. So all
Yeah.
you hear is
Exactly.
All right.
he right though. That's pretty much how we did it.
I
though.
think the guy's story you're talking about, that guy might have been getting pressed a little bit.
it sounds like
Somebody
it.
tell you to sit down like a female to use the bathroom. I mean,
That's
you
fighting
know,
words,
There's a
bro.
problem.
Yeah, that's a problem.
Yeah, I would have definitely came back at bro when he said that. Like, bro, I ain't sitting down.
Yeah,
bro.
you
Like,
can't tell no other man to do anything. You ain't telling me nothing.
Not a damn.
You know, we all bleed the same. You're gonna have to show me, homie.
Absolutely.
If you believe in
Bad.
it that much, you gotta show me.
Hey, that's a rule too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They don't write a ticket because almost I think 98%, even the homosexuals, child molesters, people that are in there for bank fraud, even 98% of people when they get in there and they get in there and they get acclimated, you sign that check and they become bankers instantly. So they like, what you say? I know watch homosexuals, dude. I'm talking about switched over to the sashaying.
Feminine.
Turn
Real
right back to
feminine.
a grown ass man when addressed the proper improper
the
way.
beat.
When you disrespect the man in there, if you don't stand up for yourself and you in the day room, I don't care what you did. I don't care what you believe, who you scared of or whatever. Once you get disrespected, you better at least bark.
Yeah.
You might not be able to fight, but you better
That's
bark.
right. So it's a little different from movies and TV,
I think-
but it's a little same.
I think what they do with TV is because you got to remember they're entertaining you. It's not necessarily them depicting a biography because then they would have to go each state and do everything like that. So in order to entertain you, they got to make a storyline and exaggerate it in order to keep you entertained. So
Yeah.
it touches on the basis of truth that you can get like almost probably rare everywhere in the U.S. But then they use those two prisons that I mentioned to make these amplified stories to make it bigger than normal. Cause
That's how it is. Like in the military, it's way different on TV than what it is in really military. I spent a career of cussing out my superiors. So, you know what I'm saying? Like there was no one. They would have got it right back. You know what I'm saying?
I got a DD4 for catching the case, so I don't know.
You know, you can tell us when you're superior. Respect request. Don't talk to me like that. And it could be an officer and whatever. Respect request. Fuck you. Like, you know what I'm saying? As soon as you throw the respect request in there, yeah, you can get away with a lot.
It's a lot of it is entertainment too. The violence, the brutality that does happen in prison, it's not something to be glorified. It's not entertaining.
Yeah.
So they're making it entertaining in the way on TV and stuff like that. In real life, I mean, you got to be a sociopath to be entertained or think that that's
cool.
something to be glorified. And it's
Right.
not this long, drawn-out artistic thing that's happening.
No, it's not.
It's an immediate, brutal, sometimes sloppy
It's
thing that
shocking.
people are losing. Yeah, it's shocking. People are losing their lives immediately over stuff.
Bro, you see-
for looking the wrong way.
I'm telling you,
know?
you see it. You see it in there. I ain't gonna lie, man. I've been on the both ends, receiving, dealing, and witnessing. And it's like, yo, I sat back throughout the end of my bit and started getting it cleaned up. You know what I'm saying? Because of the seeing it, I've seen it, and I was like, yo, that shit ain't cool.
What's the worst thing you've seen?
You wanna go?
I've seen everything you can imagine in prison. I've seen people die, people kill themselves. I was stabbed 8 times when I was in prison. I fought a lot. I mean, there's a lot of brutality in there. So I don't think that I think I've seen everything that you can imagine in prison.
When you were stabbed, was it 8 times in one shot or
8 times in one shot. Yeah.
Wow.
Damn, they only got me too.
Yeah.
Whew, they
It
try to
was
take
a, it was
you
a
out.
setup. Yeah, it was a setup.
Yeah, dude.
It was a I was kind of a outspoken, you know, I didn't like pedophiles at all. You know,
Okay.
I was very against them in there. Most prisoners don't like them.
Right.
And I was kind of a gremlin toward them. You know what I mean? If I found out you was a pedophile,
You started giving
you
them
know,
hell.
oh, I give you hell all day, every day. I'll cut your TV cord off and take it and throw it away. I'll make your life hell every day. I don't want to be around you. You get no respect. And that
of them go through
specific
it, though.
situation, there was a pedophile that was part of an organization, and I found out. And, you know, I blasted his info around, so he paid some new write-ins to attack
put
me.
a hit on you.
Yeah, he put a hit on me, paid, and, you know, out of fear, he wanted me off the yard. I had a lot of respect from people on the yard, and so he pulled a move on me, you know. Then they got me
that's
out of there,
dangerous.
because if you get attacked or stabbed out in the open on the yard, they're
ride you
riding
out.
you out. You
That's
go
how-
into the
that's how I
hole,
got
and,
rolled out.
and they're riding you out.
how is the life of pedophiles and snitches in there?
Horrible.
Man,
They
my
catching
first
the
bunkie
flux.
was a pedophile.
Yeah, they catching the
That
flux.
knocked out his front teeth.
Yeah, they
He
catching
kept
the
telling
flux.
me about it, man. So that's why I'm a calm dude. I'm not just easy to violence.
Yeah.
He got coloring books, right? I'm
Okay.
in there with no TV. This is my first day out. I'm in St. Louis level 4, bro.
Mm.
My first bunkie, he down there on the bottom. He here throw some coloring books. I'm an artistic dude. I've been doing art since I was a kid.
Yeah.
Instantly like, bet.
Something to do.
Man, shit, it's something to do, and I do this. This is entertainment. Get me some coffee and chill. So I'm like, why you got coloring books, bro? Because they ain't no commissary. You can't just buy them easily. So
Yeah.
I'm like, why you got coloring books? He's like, I like to color, blase ski. Get to tell me about his family, running on. Then he asked me what I was in there for. Now, this is one of my things. When you ask a person what they in there for, you either got a person that's like, don't talk to me, I don't want to deal with you. Or you got a person that's like, I ain't afraid to tell you about nothing that I got going on. So if a person is holding back, he either hiding something or he just not that type of person, you don't know. But it can cause you problems.
Big
You
time.
know what I'm saying? So me, you ask me what I'm here for, I ain't scared. I'm here for busting a motherfucker in the mouth and walking in that crib to do it. And I do it again. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So he could tell me what he in there for. And he says he's not guilty of it. That's how he lead off.
That's how they all are.
Okay, well, what you mean? And he get to explaining it. I ask kindly because I feel my temperature rising. Could you start telling me about this, dude? I don't even want to know nothing about it. Now he feel like he got to apologize because I didn't know. He was afraid because he didn't know. But he just exposed his case to me not knowing that. He don't know who I am. He don't know if I'm going to come down there and kill him in his sleep.
Right.
It's people that's in there for the rest of their life that would do that.
Yep.
So he started trying to save himself and kept talking. And he had to press the button. He's
Yeah.
Come get me
Yeah,
out.
they-
Go button.
You pulling people's jackets in there. So a lot of people,
License
if
plate.
yeah, exactly. You know, you getting their information. If I suspect you, which it's like radar.
Yeah.
Convicts, prisoners, even, you know, they can look at a guy and tell. If you a pedophile, a rapist, something like that, even rats, they
rat.
carry themselves different. They got a paranoia almost to them, the way they move, you know, the way they talk, and so you get, you know, suspicious. You're gonna ask somebody, what you in here for?
Yeah.
And back when I was in there,
That's not a diss?
no, I mean, this is a thing.
Yeah.
If you a solid motherfucker, you're gonna tell what you in there for.
Yeah.
Somebody asks you what you in there for, it's like, this is what I'm in there for.
what I did.
You know, if you got something to hide. But when I was in there, it's changed now. The penitentiary is completely different now than
Oh,
it was
wait, when
we
I
were-
left, that's-
yeah, it was changing big time. But you could look people up.
Yeah.
You could call home and have your people. They got a prison number on their back.
Yeah.
You can still do that.
Yeah, you tell your people, hey, look this number up right now, right while you're on the phone. They telling you everything, all their charges and
It's
all
even
that.
easier now because back then the system wasn't as integrated. Now it's even more integrated because of how Otis is now. So now it's even worse because they can look you up and have your information and your Facebook information right there in the same second. So now they can get in touch with your people, get to do all, man, that's so wild.
So what about like snitching? They ain't doing the right thing. They, you know what I mean, by telling and stopping the crime or anything.
By doing the right thing.
They're not doing the right thing.
Hold on, man.
Hold on, look.
By telling?
So
on,
we gotta separate it though because it's a difference. I got asked the same question while I was inside when I was in a mentoring group, and I had to explain this to you. There's levels to it. Because you got a law-abiding citizen that's going out there to get pumped gas across the street. If my dumb ass is crazy and I want to rob him, I go stick him up. He better call the police and protect himself. That's what they here for, protect and serve.
Yeah.
But it's a different story if I just watched you sell Ron a quarter brick, and I know you got $60,000 on you, and your dumb ass went to the gas station. I want that $60,000. Now, you call the police, you a snitch.
Yeah.
You in the game. You know what the fuck going on. Protect yourself at all times. You should have been paying attention. You supposed to be on your toes. This is
How
what
you
we
feeling?
doing.
Yeah, I mean, it's different mentalities of society. If you're in the mud, then you live by the rules of the mud. If you live in the suburbs and you live in righteous life, following law-abiding
Life,
Yeah.
person, then that's a whole different thing. But if your question relating to snitching in the penitentiary, well, you're a prisoner, homie.
You're already in there.
Oh,
Yeah.
You're a
yeah, you
prisoner,
dead.
homie.
Nah, you telling
You
that,
ain't
right.
telling a mother. You can get killed for that. And that follows you everywhere.
We got 2 terms for snitches.
Yeah.
If you snitching, you get rolled up to another yard. We used to be able to do this. This is what we can't do no more. I used to be able to say, Grandma used to be able to write me and be like, June, I want you to get on whatever last name or nickname or MA number. They rolled out of here for ratting on me. I went to the hole. I'm sending a kite to make sure when he land, get him together. Now when he land, I send out an order of $1.50 or melt. Either he gonna get melted or he gonna get $1.50. But he gonna always remember that when he look in the mirror, he gonna see this man face.
Wait, that $1.50 don't sound like you're giving him money. What's a $1.50?
150 stitches.
Damn.
Take 150 stitches to repair the cheek if you cut it from right here on the jawbone to the tip of the mouth, either
Right,
side. So it's 150 stitches. It only take 2 seconds.
Yeah.
A lot of the snitches that are in the penitentiary are being extorted heavily.
Heavy.
So if you're a known snitch and you ride from penitentiary to penitentiary, you're feeding the whole crew.
They usually end up
So
on
everybody
protection
there,
for
they're
somebody,
yeah. Well, if me and him are cool with each other, and he rides to a facility he done ratted on him, our people at this facility we're gonna fuck him up and we're gonna extort him.
Yep.
He's staying on the compound. Otherwise, he's riding out to another compound, so he's a good thing.
Yeah, and we
You know,
make sure don't
and he's
nobody
under-
mess with him.
Yeah.
Don't nobody else mess with
Yeah.
that. That's our paycheck.
Yeah, it's a paycheck forever.
Yeah.
So his people are sending
Golden goose.
money orders to my account, or he's ordering his food and giving us all his food.
Definitely
You know, he's
going to
giving
store.
us our chow hall food. Yeah, whatever we want, we get from him.
We definitely going to
Yeah.
store. Everything else is depending on how many people we got to feed. But he definitely going to store.
Yeah, exactly.
So what was your last day like?
I think it was nervousness for me. I was nervous. I was excited to get out, but I was nervous. The world was different. I knew that. Everything was different out there. I didn't know where I was going to belong. I was very comfortable in my environment in the penitentiary. So for me, I would say the best way to describe my last day was anxiety. I had
Were
a
you
lot
prepared?
of anxiety.
Did it prepare you on your way out with anything?
I was fully prepared,
Yeah.
but, you know, I had anxiety, I would say, to get back out of the unknown.
Man, look, the best way I could describe it, that moment right before you lost your virginity and you knew it was about to happen. Because you're scared, you're excited, you ready, but you're not. You don't know. I'm like him. When I came in, I had a phone that you flap open and go, bloop, bloop, yo. I was on a ride out one day and I was looking into the front and the CO had a camera phone. So I didn't know I was like, what the fuck is that? And I realized I'm a dinosaur.
I feel you.
Yeah.
So did anybody try to fuck with you on the way out?
No.
Hell no.
Absolutely
Fuck that.
not.
Fuck that. I wish motherfucker would.
Some people ain't, you know, we ain't built like that. We'll jack wreck on the last day. It
I was about
doesn't
to say
matter.
that I had a reputation. They wouldn't mess with me.
So what are you doing today?
I'm a tattoo artist. I run a tattoo shop. That's my main thing I do.
That's
Raise
what's
kids.
up.
I'm a father. Yeah.
What's the name of your tattoo shop?
Brenda Sue's Tattoos.
Where's that at?
It's on Granville Avenue and B Street, right on the corner. We've been there about 10 years.
And what about you? What you doing right now?
I'm a sign artist, globally distributed sign artist to PSP Entertainment. So I got 2 albums out right now, The Artifact and Capricorn. I'm also the creator and owner of SAP Digital Solutions. I'm a certified software engineer. I'm actually in Harvard right now for AI. But we provide about 10 different services at my website, SAP Development Solutions. Check us out.
Bad. Okay. You got any advice for anyone going in?
Honestly, keep your head down, stick to yourself, be respectful, do your time, don't let your time do you.
What you run?
I would agree. Same thing he said. I would abide by all the same stuff. Stay away from gambling, borrowing stuff, and owning people's stuff. You know, keep your head down. You know, pay attention.
You? Back in the day? Yeah.
I left with a big debt on the yard, but it's like prison stuff, so you don't care about it.
Yeah, I didn't leave with anybody owing me or me owing anybody.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
I had some of the biggest stores, bro. So I kind of just gave it to people. I gave away everything. So don't nobody really owe me because I gave it to them.
Yeah, I gave it all away.
Yeah.
I gave everything. I cut hair, I tattooed, and sold weed in the penitentiary. So you do the first 2 I said, you're one of the richest people in the
I'm
penitentiary.
about to say I did that, and then I did the bad stuff he was talking about people doing too. So
Yeah.
That's what's up. Well, usually this is the time where we play a game, but these motherfuckers don't look like they're playing. So instead, we're going to do a cook-up, and they're going to show us how they did things in prison and how they made things delicious, made the food good.
Yeah. Let's see here.
All right, so the nacho chips, and then we got the noodles on top, and what are you pouring now?
chili.
Chili.
We got the
It's chili, no beans.
Hell yeah. I like beans in mine.
Refried beans.
Refried beans is next.
Gotta have the beans. That's a must.
Gotta have these are meat sticks right here.
Dang, so you got the little meat sticks and cut them up?
This is barbecue. These are different meats.
You should put that on top so it look like garnish.
Yeah. Then we got the jalapeno cheese. This is a must.
Fine, bro.
Yep, we're gonna do that. These are spicy pickles.
Gotta be spicy.
Everybody loves them.
Make you think what the
And then these are jalapenos we putting on at the end here.
Wepa. I'll find a problem.
No, we just got 2 big lids that we can cover.
Put some honey on here.
He don't need
That's a wrap.
And here we go.
So since we breaking bread together, you gotta follow the rule too.
You got it.
When you get up, you gotta go like this. Before you get up off the table.
Announcement.
You gotta let everybody know you're getting up out of
Guys, we're out of time.
Roger that. And that's our show. Thank you guys for watching. Ron, where can we find you?
I'm on Facebook, Ron Russell. Instagram, Ron Russell.
And June Arness?
You can catch me on Facebook, June Arness, Instagram, June Arness, Spotify, Pandora, June Arness, The Artifact of Capricorn, and also online, SAP Digital Solutions.
Thank you guys for watching. Have a great night.
All right, we got our lids. We can take this with us.
Yeah, I'm about to say.
The opinions expressed in the preceding program are those of the producer and not necessarily those of WKTV Community Media.